Welcome to Essential Ingredients. I'm your host, Justine Reichman. Today with me is Betty from Confetti Snacks. Welcome, Betty.
Thank you, Justin. It's lovely to be here.
It's great to have you here. We got to chat a little bit a couple weeks ago. It was before Expo West, and I know that there's been a lot going on, but I'd love to just dig right in, get people to have a moment to hear who you are, what Confetti Snacks is, and learn a little bit about what you're doing, because it is so exciting and you're tapping into so many innovative spaces. And I say that because you've tapped into quite a few spaces there, not just the snack market, but also the upcycling market. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I didn't want to say that. I said that with hesitation. I feel like it's upcycling, but I wanted to confirm it with you as I said it. So
yes, you're absolutely right. I started Confetti 3 years ago. It was inspired by a journey and an adventure I took around the world. I loved the outdoors. I love hiking and camping, and it's really a big struggle to find something that I can bring up the mountains with me. So I started experimenting with buying some veggies from the farmers markets, slicing it. And at that point, I was feeling so homesick for Singapore and all the amazing food that we have. So I started experimenting by putting baking veggie chips in my own kitchen and seasoning them with amazing flavors inspired by Singapore. And I really wanted to create a company that solved major problems facing the world today. The world is really beautiful and spectacular, but it does face many challenges, like incredible amount of food waste that is thrown away every year simply because they're perishable. They're ugly or due to a crop surplus. On the other hand, 8.6 million people die from hunger every year because they can't afford to buy food. So how can we create a company that can solve both challenges? So that's how I created the inspiration to start this company. We take ugly produce or crop surpluses, upcycle them into an award-winning snack, which is really fun, adventurous to snack on, super colorful, hence the name Confetti. It's a celebration of plant-based colors. And a portion of our growth is pegged to hunger relief efforts to feed the hungriest people in the world.
wow, you're an inspiration. I mean, I strive to do that with my B Corp, and you solve so many problems, and it's really ambitious. And I would imagine that the people listening to this is what I strive to do with this podcast. It's to inspire, and your story really does that. You've built a business, it's successful, and you've built a business that not only provides a product that's healthy, but it also has an impact in the world to solve a problem that's really important. So
yes, absolutely. Thanks so much,
that's
Justine.
amazing. That's amazing. I mean, that was your goal going in. So you've achieved it. You've built a business that's successful, that creates a healthy snack, and that is solving a problem in the world.
Absolutely. And I think this entire concept only works when we think really big. We smash every glass ceiling imaginable and think as big as we can, because the sheer amount of food waste is so enormous. And the amount of people suffering from hunger is also very enormous. So if we don't think big on day one and think of ourselves as a global brand, the bigger we think and the more impact we can achieve. Only when we scale. So, at the very early days when I looked for a factory and a manufacturer, the first question I give to them is, how many million units can you produce every month? Because, the amount of upcycling we can do and the poor people we can feed with this project only happens with scale and immense scale.
So when you started this business, were you, how big did you envision it would be? Because you were thinking big. That was I see it, I hear it. How did you imagine it was going to go?
I want it to be as famous as Oreo. You know how Oreo is famous for sandwich cookies, or how Haagen-Dazs is famous for ice cream. I want people to think of a veggie chip. I want to eat a fun, colorful veggie chip and I want them to think of confetti. So I imagine it to be so recognizable that, in 200 different markets around the world, everyone can get it in the snack aisle. Unfortunately, 90% of the snack aisle are still dominated by an ocean of yellow. Everything is either extruded corn puffs or they are deep fried potato chips, which are nutritionally bankrupt. Even when I came to USA, it's very similar. I think a lot of American children are, grown up with Cheetos, Dorito, and Lay. And how do we change that from them to move from potato chips to having something vibrant, colorful, fun, but with a lot more vitamins? And for them to eat the colors of the rainbow, because different colors have different vitamins that are good for us.
Right. So I want to just, talk about you as a person. You built this amazing business that not only gives people an opportunity to eat something healthy, but also give back to the world and create something that is healthy in the world. But on a personal level, what do you live your life the same way you built your company?
Yes, I think confetti is really an extension of myself, in the sense that confetti was a brainchild of an expedition, an adventure I did around the world. I am at my best when I'm a nomad. I like to see of myself as, if I could be a permanent nomad forever and just be, inspired by the world, moving constantly from one culture to another and seeing different landscapes, meeting this beautiful, incredible, richness of the diversity of humanity that I experience. I think that inspires me the best. So confetti is a representation of Betty, because it's adventurous, all the different cultures that we represent through the snacks. It's really colorful. We have a very brief time in this world, and the fact that you could experience different cultures through the snacks is something that means a lot to me, because I'm so inspired by the world. I want people to be inspired the same way that I have. So, instead of reaching for another sour cream and onion potato chip, if you reach out for confetti, it's real veggies, but at the same time it comes with exotic flavors and cultures inspired by my travels.
Wow. So I'm just so in awe. So who do you surround yourself with as you build this company?
Oh yeah, I think our team is as are as diverse as our snacks. So I come from Singapore, which is a melting pot of cultures. We have a creative director who is super talented, Michael Kravitz, who formerly worked with Honesty, Super Coffee, Dang Chips. He's really inspirational. Our chairman is based in Brussels, and he brings the European perspective, and formerly, invested in brands like Oatly, Vita Coco, Pop Chips, and Vitamin Water. Many of them have really scaled brands from zero to multi-million or billion-dollar exits, and to learn from different perspectives from different parts of the world is so instrumental, because I am a first-time founder. This is my first company.
I was going to say,
That
you're young. So able
yes.
to have the vision and be able to surround yourself with all these really seasoned entrepreneurs, you know, how did you be able to, it must have taken great strength and vision to be able to surround yourself with these people. Hello. For those listening to this podcast, we just got visited by a beautiful little kitty.
Yes, absolutely. I love cats. They are so
And I have
elegant and
two
beautiful.
dogs. I have two
Oh,
dogs.
really?
You guys hear them
Wow.
barking. Um,
Yeah, I'm so
so
sorry about this.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It adds to it.
Mm.
So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, with your vision, I'm wondering how did you have the vision to, be able, not how did you have the vision, but, you're a young entrepreneur and you had this amazing vision to be able to come up with, this large, huge, actually, I want to say vision again, but I want to say this huge, it was a great dream. It was a huge dream to be able to create something that was healthy, that would give back to the environment, the planet, the people, and then surround yourself with the people that would help it come to fruition. So
Yes.
from the beginning to where you are now, how did you surround yourself with those people to make it happen?
Yep. So I think it's really like a snowball. I think if you have a lot of intention to create something, you attract the best talents, and then it becomes like a snowball effect, and then the word spreads, and talent, nothing attracts talent like talent. I feel, we have
And
the,
passion, and passion. Passion,
yes.
talent, I think all, and genuine honesty, genuine people that have genuine, that are genuinely humble and really, it comes through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the energy that these entrepreneurs bring. They are serial entrepreneurs. They've started so many projects. I love to surround myself with people who love to create like me. And they do, all of them, they love traveling, they love experiencing different cultures. They want to make an impact in this world in their brief time on this planet. And I think I'm a first time entrepreneur, and there are certain things I do really well, but all the gaps in the skill sets that I don't have, it's really important to find the right talents to fill those gaps. And together with the collective intelligence of the group, we can strive and achieve something much larger than ourselves. And I think that's what these different folks bring. We have people who are from Denon, Unilever, um, we have female VCs. We have a very balanced profile of people from different parts of the world, from Europe, from Asia Pacific, from Australia, from United States, and everyone brings their own perspective from their little part of the world, and it really adds to it. And everyone has their different skill set, and collectively, I think we can really achieve something really beautiful together.
I think what you said is really wise. And for a young entrepreneur to realize this in the beginning and not think you can do it all yourself, and realizing that surrounding yourself with the experts that have the years of experience or varying experience can help you get there is so smart.
Thanks, Justin. Yeah, and I would
Can't
go
do it
as
alone.
far. Thank you so much, Justine. And I would go as far as to say that the less you do, the better, because it's so important. I am a perfectionist, and I'm a bit OCD. At the start, I'm like, okay, I have to do everything myself, so everything is perfect. But then I realized that the most successful people learn to trust and delegate to other people, and they find the best talents. They trust them with a lot of responsibility, and that's how businesses prosper. So I feel like, one really wise female VC who invested in us actually told me, the less you do, the better. It's more important for you to have a very strong team full of talents, and make sure that you entrust them with a very strong responsibility and let them soar with the company, and have their own talent and their hard work guide the vision of the company, and make it a part of them as well. Yeah, I think that's really, really important.
I think it's super important to do that. I think, you came up with this amazing vision, and that's your job. Your job is to make sure that you stay on task. Your job is to make sure that you stay true to that vision and surround yourself with those really smart people that can help you get there. But by no means can I do every job. By no means can you do every job. And that's why we surround ourselves with the experts that can help us stay on task and get there. Because
Yes.
I can't do all those jobs. That's ridiculous. You know, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert at all those things, but we are the visionaries. You're the visionary, and you're the visionary behind Confetti Snacks. And those visionaries are so important, but equally so are all the people that we bring on to make sure that those visions come to fruition.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? So
And yeah, and
we
as the captain of the ship, it's just important to find the right people to be on the ship and then steer us in the right direction. Yeah, and also I listen a lot to the team. I think they give a lot of brilliant ideas, and I learn so much from them every day.
That's why you chose them. You handpicked them,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
There's no point in handpicking really smart people and then not listening to them.
So true.
Where's the wisdom in that?
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
why choose people for your team and then not listen to them?
Yeah.
I never understood that. So
Yes.
I love what you're doing, and I'm curious, as you've created your ship and staffed your ship, and you have this amazing vision for the future, and you've built this amazing, Confetti Snacks is amazing. I can't wait to try them myself, in fact. um, and I love what you're building to help the earth and upcycle all these amazing things. What's new and what's next beyond that?
Yes, I think there's really, this is such an exciting journey because I feel like I created this in a in a pretty selfish way as well because I'm a creative person. All this creative energy needs to go somewhere, and Confetti in part is a creative outlet for me to channel all my creativity into something. And I get restless when I'm not creating things. So
Right.
I think the next step is really, beyond veggies, there are a lot of food wastage as well, incredible amounts, millions of metric tons of, avocado, juicy ripe mangoes, guava, all kinds of, thousands of species of fruits and veggies are thrown away every year, even though they're edible and nutritious. So, looking beyond a potato chip, how can we think even further beyond that and create something that really is so fun and incredible and really wows on consumers? So there are a lot of chips that have not been experimented with. So, we would really love to experiment with something even more fun. Like, I was thinking, maybe crunchy asparagus with, sour cream and dill, or even crunchy avocados. We can do something with spiced zucchini. How do we get people to eat the colors of the rainbow in a very novel way and work with Michelin-starred chefs, create really authentic recipes that holds true to, cultures that are millennial old, and preserving that culture and that history, that culinary heritage of that culture, and letting people travel around the world using snacks as the medium. So I think that would be very, that would be really fun for me. And beyond snacks, how can we go even further and create multiple business units? Like, can we create like a dip made from ugly produce? Why is everyone eating guacamole and salsa? Or like, why doesn't people go further in like, I was thinking of doing like a cream of artichoke dip with white truffle or mushrooms.
I
Can
love
we do like, yeah, like a rainbow collection of different veggies that we sneak in lots of veggies, make them taste amazing, and then and all of them can be made from upcycled ingredients. So how can we make colors fun again and look beyond a potato chip? And there's so many parallels that can go under the umbrella of confetti and get people to eat more veggies.
I love
Essential Ingredients is powered by NextGen Chef. NextGen Chef is a movement that supports food and beverage entrepreneurs around the world by fostering a sense of community and providing its members access to mentors and a wealth of resources and guidance. NextGen Chef feeds members with the knowledge they need to build better for you food and beverage businesses so the world can have greater access to healthier food, comprehensive food education, and increased affordability. If you like what you hear on this podcast, continue the conversation or ask new questions on the NextGen Chef app, available in the Apple Store and Google Play. Follow NextGen Chef on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at NextGen Chef. Join NextGen Chef and let's change the future of the food industry together.
And so I'm just curious, have you looked into the data on, in terms of upcycling and the impact it's going to have on the environment in terms of the impact confetti will have on upcycling and what that number looks like in, right now and then sort of in 3 years and in 5 years, just maybe with what you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. When all these ugly produce, when they or crop surpluses, because no farm in the world can accurately predict how much the supermarket would take. So they always produce in excess. And in that sense, if these surplus do not get channeled to a retailer, they go into a landfill and they decompose, emitting greenhouse gases that causes global warming. It contributes to climate change, and it releases a lot of carbon emissions as they decompose. So that's why it's so important for us to think big on day one. People have snacks throughout the day, a few times a day, and it's a habitual consumption habit that people do on a daily basis across the world. So how can we do that and replace the potato chips? Lay, for example, they make 16 billion in revenues every year. I think they sell about a few 100 million packets of potatoes. But if we became the Pringle or the Lay of the world, and instead of using potatoes, we are using all these ugly veggies and all these crop surpluses, and we are producing 200 million packets every month, we would collectively move millions of metric tons of edible produce away from the landfill, making them into a snack which has 1 to 2 years of shelf life, protecting the food security, and giving people a trip that is so much higher in vitamins and minerals. And and we are saving the consumer a lot of time as well. They don't have to carry heavy veggies from the market, slice them, cook them, wash them. We put maybe 5 servings of veggies in a bag, so it's so convenient for them to just eat their veggies and their fruits and get all the colors in their diets. So from an environmental perspective, the bigger we think, the more we can channel from food waste and upcycle them to something very useful, high in vitamins, and more importantly, so fun to eat. And we are here to really celebrate cultural diversity and inclusion by celebrating all these authentic flavors from around the world.
That's amazing. I love what you're doing. I can't wait to share this with our community, because I think it's just wonderful. Not only, I mean, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You're building a healthy product. It's better for you. It's helping the environment, and you're building something that's amazing. I mean, it's my dream to build a business that makes money and improves and has an impact. So
Yeah,
Betty,
absolutely.
I really appreciate you joining me today. I'm so glad to have you on the show and to be able to share this with our community.
Thanks, Justin. Thank you so much. And I think you and we are similar in the sense that I don't think we are really doing it for money. I think it's really about seeing other people happy when they open up, like in my instance, when they open up a bag of confetti and see all the colors, and to see them smile when they are munching on it and see them enjoying it. And like, wow, a veggie could taste so delicious, that is priceless. And the fact that if we could save lives with hunger relief efforts, if we can make Mother Nature happy by helping in some way, by upcycling food waste into something useful, that is really priceless. And to create an army of talents and go through this entire journey through its ups and downs together, that entire journey with all these friendships built, I think it's a priceless journey.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think I feel privileged to be able to share stories like yours on the podcast so that other founders can be inspired and hopefully take insight from these stories and your journey and make more informed choices as they build their business or go to the store and make a purchase off the shelf.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me today, and I want to thank our guests for tuning in, and we're here every Tuesday. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
To find out more about this episode of Essential Ingredients and access show notes, check out Next Gen Chef and choose podcast in the menu bar. If you like this episode, head to iTunes or Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel to subscribe. Learn more about Next Gen Chef, the platform that powers this podcast, by checking out our website, or visit us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Next Gen Chef. You can also check out my Instagram at Justine_Reichman. If you have thoughts about this episode or future episode ideas, leave us a comment at Next Gen Chef's YouTube channel or drop an email at team@nextgenchef.com. Thanks for joining us.